Welcome, Table Derby fans, smash heads as I like to call you, to our final game day of the 2021 CDL regular season. So after today, All-Star Week, and then the playoffs, time to bring the 2021 season to a close. Well, at least the regular season to a close. We got 12 games, and for at least 12 of these teams, it's going to be the last game day of the year for them. But not for the two that are on the field to start us off. A pretty big game in terms of playoff seeding. Let's get a look at the matchup here. We got the New York Empire on the road against the Toronto Titans. Both teams come to this game day with a record of 12 wins, 6 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. Now, the New York Empire did win the earlier meeting this season against the Toronto Titans. They were home. They won 15-10 on that day. So they got that under their belt. But now they're trying to get a win to clinch that third seed in the Eastern Conference. So let's get a look at the lineups here. 15 Turbo leads the way for the New York Empire, followed by Rising Heat. At the captain spot, it's going to be Black Bullet 2, and it's going to be Challenge at 5-point gainer. To the home side, the Toronto Titans. They're trying to steal third place away from New York. They can do so with the win. They lead the way with Indy 5 Jr., followed by Wen at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, that's Synchro, and at 5-point gainer is X-Wing. Front runner, middleman, captain, 5-point gainer. Just so, yeah. I need the reminder. I've only been doing this 25 years, right? So anyways, 15 Turbo and yellow, I'm about to call him Yellow Indy Jr., but Indy 5 Jr. I think we did have a car that was exactly the same model at one time, named the Yellow Indy, but it was out, I guess. Can't remember. Have to do some searching on that one, but needless to say, we got a 5-5 game. It's 15 Turbo and Indy 5 Jr. take each other out. All even at 5, that now brings out Rising Heat and Wen. And Wen has a good flip, 10-5 Toronto in the lead. So enter Black Bullet 2, Titans trying to take that third seed away. Here's the easy way to say it. The loser of this game will play against the Tampa Bay Gators in the first round. They'll be home. Oh, that time, no collision. Dad rolled back to their own sides they go. Still 10-5. And almost a 15-5 game. A good barrel roll by Black Bullet 2 there. They continue to go at it. What a move by Wen. And some great defensive abilities on display right here, as we got two really good defensive teams starting off this game day. Oh, that time, no roll. I'm going to send it back to their own side, or to the opposite sides. The sides where they started that. Go at it again, and this time out of play. So the out of play there, and we still got a 10-5 game. Toronto in the lead, looking to put this one away. The Empire trying to tie this game up. Almost got flipped there. Black Bullet 2 again able to stay alive. Someone just lost a bolt. Piece of debris on the field. What a move by Wen. He's able to stay in it somehow, some way. Both cars again. Going back to their own sides. Black Bullet 2 out of play. Debris on the field. 10-5 now the score. And look at that. Black Bullet 2 able to stay up yet again. I'm going to put him in a K-pop video as now. This time we have a good flip. And yes, he's on the edge. So Black Bullet 2 is still up. You play the edge as if it's flat. So that is a good one-way flip. We are tied at 10 apiece. So Synchro now out there for the Titans. The battle with Black Bullet 2. And Black Bullet 2 has a 2-0 day going for him. Now trying to complete a 3-0 day from that captain spot. 15-10 the Empire now in the lead, looking to put this game away. X-Wing trying to force overtime for the Titans. New York can have a lot of confidence going forward. If they can get the win here today. Black Bullet 2 was down there, but X-Wing was out of play. That avoids that collision. 15-10 still the score. Empire in the lead. Black Bullet 2 trying to put this game away. And he will do so right there. X-Wing down. 15-10 the final. So, different side of the field, but the same result. The Empire winning both games against Toronto this year by a 15-10 score. And, well, that secures some things in the Eastern Conference right there. as far as the playoff picture goes. Don't mind Renji the collision kitten making some noise in the background. Don't mind that. But that much we can say. Let's see, yes, 15-10. So New York will be playing against whoever the number 6 seed is going to be coming out of this game day in the first round of the playoffs. They are officially the number 3 seed moving forward, and the number 4 seeded Toronto Titans will be hosting the number 5 seeded Tampa Bay Gators in the first round of the playoffs. That is actually going to be on August 3rd, so it's not next week, but August 3rd, playoffs begin. But there's a lot of this final game day of the regular season yet to go. Coming up next, the Atlanta Avengers on the road against the Miami Brawlers. So stay tuned. Welcome back, CDL fans, to our next game on tap. Oh, I don't think they had to wait too long, right? We've got the Atlanta Avengers on the road, 5 wins, 11 losses, no ties and 3 overtime losses, ready to take on the Miami Brawlers, who have 8 wins and 11 losses. But as much as this might seem like one of those games where it's the last game of the season for both teams, and trust me, it may very well be, Atlanta's the only team. Renji's a nutso, man. Atlanta's the only team, actually one of 2 teams in the Eastern Conference, only 2 teams out of 12 in the Eastern Conference to actually be eliminated right now from playoff contention. That being said, Atlanta's trying to play spoiler with Miami. Miami, the last team in the East, or the lowest seeded team in the East right now, that is not eliminated. So if they lose this game here, they will be eliminated from playoff contention. They need a win. A tie will not do. They just need victory at this point. So, father-son battle. Let's get a look at the lineups. For Matt Geiser's Atlanta Avengers, it's Mika leading the way. Following him out there, it's going to be Monkey Ball. At the captain spot is Solar Reflex. And that 5-point gainer for the Atlanta Avengers is going to be Red Dragon. To the home side of the field we go. It's Gray Indy leading the way for the Miami Brawlers. Following them out there, or him out there, it's going to be Buzz Off. At the captain spot for Shane Geiser's Brawlers, it's going to be Spinebuster. And at 5-point gainer is Green Demon. So, this one might be a hard one for folks at home to tell, but Mika actually has Mika written on the side, sort of, and Gray Indy does not, at least on one side. So, anyways, that being said, a good flip right there. Gray Indy takes Mika down. So the score, 5-0 in favor of the Miami Brawlers. Enter Monkey Ball now. And the deflection off of the mesh, and as a result, both cars are going to be down. Monkey Ball just couldn't handle himself there. 10-5. Miami in the lead, looking to put this thing away. Out comes Solar Reflex, trying to tie this game up, and he will do just that. So Atlanta has tied this matchup at 10 apiece. That now brings out Spinebuster for the Brawlers. Spinebuster out there against Solar Reflex. Solar Reflex has a flip. They get 15-10 Atlanta. And Miami's season on the line right here. They need to force overtime. Green Demon out there trying to do it. 15-10 the score. And it's going to end right there. 15-10 is going to be the final. And folks, that does make it official. That was Miami's last game of the regular season. After starting the season with the record, I believe it was 8-5. They will finish up 8-12. So a rough finish, a rough second half of the season for the Brawlers as they go winless. I definitely know they went winless in their last 7 games. 7. Winless in their last 7. I mean, this was a team that finished last place in the league last year, so to be in the playoff hunt all the way up to the final game day is a big deal for them. But they do come up short here when they really needed to win the most. That being said, they could have been knocked out with the very next game. The Puerto Rico Playas, their season is on the line next. They're hosting the Washington Patriots. And folks, that's going to be the last of the soft field games coming up. So stay tuned. And we are back, Table Derby fans. In case you were wondering, the first meeting between Atlanta and Miami this season to give you that stark contrast, Miami won that game by a final of 15-0. So the difference right there. Now, in the first game between these two teams this season, the Washington Patriots and the Puerto Rico Playas, it was Puerto Rico taking a loss on the road. 15-10 was the final score. Now, Washington, well, if they win today, they will knock Puerto Rico out of the playoffs. So the Playas need at least a tie right now to stay alive in this playoff hunt. They come to this game with a record of 7 wins, 9 losses, 1 tie, and 2 overtime losses. 25 points. They are just 2 points back of that final playoff spot. But keep in mind, even with the win, if Boston were to win, Buffalo were to win, Montreal were to win, they would be out anyway. So they are fighting against the win, but they're trying to do their part here. The Washington Patriots, 7 wins, 11 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. They come to this game day with 22 points on the season, eliminated from playoff contention, and, well, trying to drag Puerto Rico down with them, I guess, is they want to deliver that decisive blow to the Playas here. So let's get a look at the lineups. For the league-operated Washington Patriots, it's No Fear leading the way, followed by Orange Chevelle. At the captain spot, it's going to be Ratitude. That 5-point gainer is the rookie Hyperfin. To the home side of the field, Sub-Zero leads the way for the Puerto Rico Playas. Following him out there will be Rowdy. At the captain spot, Ratitude Jr. and that 5-point gainer for Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Playas, Blue BMW. And both teams set and ready to go for this one, and a good flip right there. 5-0. Washington in the lead as Sub-Zero goes down. Enter Rowdy now, and actually we are going to get a little spray here. A little spray on each side should help the rolling for both No Fear and for Rowdy. Game on. 5-0 the score. Rowdy the heavyweight, No Fear aerodynamic offense. And Smash Mouth wins that battle right there as No Fear is down. So we got a 5-5 games that brings out Orange Chevelle for the Patriots. And I'm gonna put him in a K-pop video. I don't know how he stayed up and not that time. His 2 wheels ain't touching the mat. He is down. Orange Chevelle taken out. And the score now 10-5 in favor of Puerto Rico as they look to get this win. They'll keep them in the playoffs. Keep them alive for now, I should say. I shouldn't say in the playoffs, but in the playoff hunt as Ratitude gets sent out of play. That broken wheel will need repair eventually once it all wears away. Still got some of it. Look at that move by Ratitude. And Ratitude ties this game up at 10 apiece. Enter Ratitude Jr. now. Game all tied at 10. Ratitude Jr., the rookie out there against the veteran Ratitude. He's looking at his future self, possibly. Very old, very beat up, and that time we had a gray shot. I didn't like the roll at all, so back to their own side they go. And we had a good hit there. But staying up was Ratitude Jr., but not that time. Ratitude Jr. is down. 15-10, Washington in the lead, and looking to end Puerto Rico's playoff chances right here. Blue BMW out there for the Playas, trying to force overtime. Almost did the first and the second time with cars. Using a little spin cycle, and this time out of play goes Ratitude. And gonna add a little water extra. Help with that grip a little bit better. So we'll go at it again. 15-10, still the score. Washington in the lead, looking to put this game away. Ratitude and Blue BMW going at it here, switching sides. Good barrel roll by Blue BMW, staying alive, but down that time, and it is over. 15-10, the final score. The same final score that it was earlier in the season, it is today. The Washington Patriots defeat the Puerto Rico Playas 15-10 the final, and that officially eliminates the Puerto Rico Playas from the 2021 CDL playoffs. So a tough loss for the Playas there, no doubt about it. That one difficult to take, but they came to this game day knowing that it was a long shot. So for the Eastern Conference's 6th and final playoff seed, you now currently are down to 3 teams. Montreal, who's currently holding it with 27 points. Boston, who's just 1 point behind them with 26 points. And Buffalo, who's just 2 points behind them with 25 points. And Buffalo's playing in the main event against the Wanda Outlaws today. But coming up next, it's going to be the final game of this first segment. We're finally heading out to the Western Conference today. It's a pretty big match. The Houston Oilers and the Detroit Devils is coming up next. Welcome back, fans of Table Derby, which I affectionately call you Smash Heads, and hopefully you enjoyed the first 3 games. Some pretty good matchups from teams maybe that you might not have expected it from, perhaps, but they delivered. We'll see if these 2 teams delivered. They certainly delivered on May 31st, and on that day, the Detroit Devils got a 15-10 win on the road against the Houston Oilers. Now, here on the final game day of the regular season, they have a record of 12 wins, 6 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. 37 points on the season, and they are just 2 points behind the Mexico City Jaguars for the lead in the Central Division. So they're trying to win a division title here. And Mexico City owns the tiebreaker on them, so they do need to make it a win right here. A tie will not do the trick, basically. So that's what they're trying to do here. The Houston Oilers, they're trying to clinch a playoff spot. They can do so with the win. They have a record of 11 wins, 7 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. Currently, they are in 5th place in the Western Conference, and with the regulation win here, they could go on ahead and move themselves past the Detroit Devils in the standings. And, or my mistake, 34 points. They are 6th place in the playoffs with the regulation win. Maybe tie breaking with Detroit. They could maybe move up in the 4th place and get home field advantage against them. Who knows? It depends on what Seattle does, so I was kind of reading that wrong. But yes, 34 points, but with the win, Houston does clinch a playoff spot, so they at least got that going for them. They can't win their division, but you know they'd love to clinch a playoff spot and ruin a rival's chances. So Oilers and Devils, I've talked enough about it. Let's go on ahead and get a look at the lineups. Blue Indy leads the way for the Houston Oilers today, followed by Surf Crate Custom. Y has the captain spot for the Oilers, and that 5-point gainer is going to be Sonic Boom as they look to get revenge on the Devils from that May 31st result. To the home side, we've got Pioneer leading the way for the Detroit Devils, followed by the rookie V-Dub at the middleman spot. Spectite has the captain's position for the Detroit Devils, and that 5-point gainer, it's going to be Black Marinello. So both teams at the ready. Pioneer and Blue Indy starting us off, and Pioneer's down. 5-0 Houston in the lead, as that now brings out V-Dub. I think Mexico City is really rooting for Houston right now, but an interference is going to save V-Dub that time. 5-0 still the score. Of course, Mexico City's got to play against Tampa Bay later today. I think that's on the 2nd segment. Almost a flip. Blue Indy up to the pass, and that time was close to a flip, or close to an interference. I want to get a review of that. I'm not sure where that stands. As it stands right now, I think that we don't have an interference. Actually, we do have an interference. I'm going to rule it an interference because it looked like he did graze him. So I'm going to rule it an interference. We are going to send this one to review because that one was really close. If the play stands, then both these cars are going to be back up and in it. But if there was no interference, they're both going to be down. So let's go on ahead, take a look. Well, Smash Heads, after further review of that one, I'm going to let the call stand. It is an interference. I did not see any blanket in between the 2 cars, so I am calling interference. It looks like there was indeed contact. So 5-0 is still the score. Houston in the lead, and we continue this game. And both cars staying up that time. Good defensive move by a couple of offensive cars right here, and now we have a good flip for Houston. 10-0 is now the score. So they were both saved just to give Houston a 10-0 lead in the end. So it was looking good for Detroit at first, maybe. Turns out not to be so good right now as they trail 10-0. Spectite is now out there for the Devils. And Spectite trying to keep the Devils in this game. Almost gets the flip there, and this time does have the flip. Blue Indy down 10-5. The Devils fighting back. 10-5 the scores. That brings out Surf Crate Custom. He almost goes down. Both cars switching sides, and Surf Crate Custom has the flip And rest easy, Mexico City, 15-5 is the final of this one. The Houston Oilers get the win over the Detroit Devils. Now, the Devils are, of course, going to the playoffs. We know that now. But actually, Houston has tied them up in points and actually won the season tiebreaker now over the Detroit Devils. So that could have interesting impact. That might put Houston in a home game. Maybe. Then again, it could put Houston in the 5th seed and it could put Detroit in the 6th seed. A lot depends on what Seattle does. But congratulations to Brandon Kuma in the Mexico City Jaguars, who, because of Detroit's loss here, are now the Central Division champions in 2021. So congrats to them, simply put. That will do it for our first segment. We got more games coming up, 2 segments to go, 4 segments per game. It's been a road warrior kind of day today so far, as the road team is 4-0. 4-0 for the road team so far today. Kind of interesting statistic. So heed that when I tell you the next 4 matchups. The Nevada Thunder at the San Francisco Shinobis, the San Antonio Defenders at the Philadelphia Demons, Mexico City Jaguars at the Tampa Bay Gators, and then finally the Chicago Wind Attack, big game for them, on the road against the Denver Mustangs. It's all in segment 2, so stay tuned. So yeah, click the notification bell, right? Subscribe. You don't want to miss it. So and join us on Facebook at Car Demolition League. Maybe you could own one of these teams, right? You know, pick lineups every game day, as much as you want to do with it. I mean, the minimum requirement is that you join our Facebook line of communication, so you know what the hell's going on. But yeah, that does it for segment 1. So subscribe and everything, and get ready for segment 2. It's coming later.